Okay, I'm going to explain the different modes of my camera that are on here, which your modes are available on your mode switch rod, which allow you to twist, and you can tell which different modes you're going to use while you're taking your pictures. So first I'll start with the green auto button, which basically is the most basic you can get with your camera for your modes. So you use the auto button if you don't really know what you're doing with your camera, or you're trying to figure out what you're doing with your camera. So the auto mode basically selects for you your ISO, your aperture, your exposure of your camera yourself. So if I hold this camera here, so it's basically like the camera can recognize the scene itself. And then we're going to take it to here, which shows a flash with basically like no flash. So basically that just means like you don't want to use the flash on your camera, because sometimes your camera yourself will automatically use the flash if the camera does not believe there's enough lighting in the setting. If it's too dark, or like you can't recognize the subject that you're using. And then next we have basically a picture of a little person. This is called the portrait mode. And the portrait mode is like the background details are like softened in the background, so like if you're focusing on that subject, it is only going to focus on that and blur out the background, so it can like clearly tell like your skin color. It'll like, if you're more of a yellow tone person, it'll take in like the more yellow tones of your face and block out the ones from the back, or the red or skin tones, like the little details that are there. And then next we have a picture of like kind of like a canvas, which basically is meant for like landscape. So if you're capturing like greenery or something somewhere, you can like focus on that. And then next you have like a little person, which is meant for a child. So it's basically like, so you can focus on there, because like you're trying to capture the skin tone, but like children are like very hard to capture due to them moving a lot around. And then next you have person running, which is basically sports or like action photography, which allows your shutter speed to be faster, so you can capture the moment faster, because if your shutter speed is slower, it's going to be harder for you to capture that picture in the moment that you need it. Next we have basically a little flower, which this represents nature. So you're going to capture the reds and the greens of the flowers, or like the animals, something like that. Then next we have the night portrait. The night portrait is basically what it literally means, night. So if it's dark outside and you need like light to like, so this camera is going to bring you more light. So you have a small flashlight here, which is what this button on the side is used for, and then you have this flash here, which is used when the camera believes that you need more lighting, besides when you're allowing lighting like from the ISO or the aperture exposure to come into your camera. And next you have it starts with an M, so that's manual. So like the camera itself captures the shutter speed and the aperture. Then you have the A, which is the aperture priority photo, which it controls the background and like blurs it out for your picture, so you can allow the lighting to focus on your subject. Next you have the S, which is the shutter priority. So you can choose, this is also used for sports, because you're going to choose to freeze that picture at that time, and then or you can use it for blurry motion. So there's people that like, when you edit the photos and you like the way like you see a runner running, you can see like the swift of their feet while you're running, you can use that setting for this. And then last you have what is called programmed auto, which is like spontaneous snapshots. So it just adjusts the shutter speed itself and the aperture. And then that's all the modes of your camera.